He's a Nobel Prize winner. I always mispronounce his name. Rajendra Pachauri, something like that. He says that the single most important thing an individual can do to save the earth is to go vegetarian. That was his quote. Yep, he's the head of the you can Google it. The head of the IPCC. Is that a
vegan?
Yes, sir. Been a vegan for 14 years.
Opposed to vegetarian?
I'm a vegan, hardcore.
Would the vegetarian work?
Vegetarian would be better, certainly. Veganism would be best. I mean, see, like my friend Inez was saying there, on his bus stops. I like that. That we have to take the steps. You know, it's not going to be a drastic change necessarily. The great thing about the green movement, and it is a political movement and a corporate movement. They saw, you know, we can make money out of this thing. Now they're greenwashing. That's what they call it. It's greenwashing. Everything. How did BP become green? How did BP become green? You know,
Really?
when did that happen? So, I mean, you see how they changed their logo and this green little beautiful thing, you know, but, so they understand there's money in it, but see, the thing is now we can say, oh, okay, now that you understand there's money in it, and now the politicians know that there's something in it, now we can push and maneuver and manipulate those situations to find that opening to take the deniers out. That's just, I mean, that's what when I was in Cancun, I knew I was the lone, you know, voice in the wilderness, except for the Supreme Master TV people who are kind of a big religious organization in Taiwan, and depending on who you ask, don't have that much credibility in the political realm. They got a ton of money. I mean, that's all you saw was billboards, big billboards say go veg, save the earth, and they're passing out free food and books. But out of those two voices, nobody else was really talking about it. But so I was able to talk to the right people, throw the right information out, and they're like, oh, because it'll help their cause. So helping their cause helps my cause, and once I get my cause in the right position, somebody's gonna have to be out the way.
Vegetarianism is because of the meat.
Oh, sure. Livestock production, I was saying earlier, is responsible, World Watch Institute. Actually, I'll backtrack. 2006, the UN Food and Agriculture Organization, so I can put about the highest authority on it, produced what is, I think, the seminal report called Livestock's Long Shadow. And in that report, they say that 21% of greenhouse gas emissions can be attributed to livestock. Now, the World Watch Institute came back this year, recalibrated those numbers, and understood that the UN left out certain areas. And so when they calculated everything, it came up to 51% of greenhouse gas emissions can be attributed to livestock. That comes from deforestation, that comes from animal respiration, which is massive, because because of the way that cattle and livestock digest, just because of them chewing. You know, they chew, goes back down, digest, come back up, go back down. It's called enteric fermentation. That produces methane, carbon dioxide. And then of course you have the degraded soils, because once you cut the trees down, they're tearing up the soil, they're tearing up the grass. That's degraded soil. Nothing else you can do with that land. That's wasted land right there. It's done. It's a wrap with that. Then you have the runoff. That's eutrophic. I mean, you have all these various aspects that go into this number. Then of course you have transportation, cooling, you know, all the various things that require much more in order to facilitate the meat production than it does vegetables or anything else like that.
So that's compared to emissions with cars and things like that? What's the comparison, the number you statistics that you said about the percentage that is attributed to greenhouse gases with livestock?
Well, it's comparison to industry, transportation, because I think before, maybe about 2 years ago, people just assumed that transportation was a major cause of carbon dioxide, carbon emissions. So everybody runs to get a Prius and Euro cap. But there was actually a famous quote in the FAO report that said, see if I can get it right. The production, the using of animals for livestock produces more greenhouse gases than all the cars and trucks in the world. There it is. That's the quote that floors me every time I hear it.
Can you say again what was you referring to?
Yeah, Livestock's Long Shadow. It's actually free online. You can download online from the UN FAO, Food and Agriculture Organization. And then the newer report is it's from the World Watch Institute. What's the name of it? Livestock and Climate Change, I believe it's the name. Something like that.
No, I heard the statistic which